We look good, we feel good, and we're gonna do good. Let's go. Okay. Hello, I'm Angelica Jade Bastian here at the Vulture Spot at Sundance with the filmmakers behind The Friends House is Here. Very excited to talk to you guys today. Why don't we start with getting into what this film is about for audiences who haven't seen it?
Well, the film is about underground artists in Iran. It centers on two female artists who are best friends, and it kind of talks about all the trials and tribulations they go through living in Iran, a country that is very difficult situation for artists, and it also revolves around when one of them gets in trouble, the other one has to save her, and the links that they go through to help each other.
Yeah, we want to tell the story of sisterhood and community of the artists.
Can you discuss a little bit about the making of this film and how you got it out of Iran and into Sundance?
We shot the whole thing underground. We didn't have official permission, so it was not easy.
Because we shot it illegally, a lot of it was about trust, who you trust to bring into the crew. And before we started, security officers raided a filmmaker's house. And the day we finished, a filmmaker got arrested. And so it was very high stakes, very difficult. And we were very nervous and afraid, but we were also very joyous because we were making a movie with our friends and we love them, and it was just magical to be with them.
We were doing
Into
it post,
and
yeah.
we were doing post in Iran, and they were going to upload the film, so not even the final version, so we can look at the color and the sound. And then the protests happened. Well, protests are happening, but they shut the internet off,
Yeah.
and there's no way to get in touch with people, and we weren't sure what to do.
And no phone calls, no internet,
Even with
nothing
anyone.
was working.
Yeah. So then we get a call from the one of the crew members' wives, who went to the French embassy, one of the
Went to the
embassies,
UN embassy,
to-
they had internet over there.
to use a phone.
Yeah.
And then they called, let us know that they're coming over with the drive, and they'll be crossing the border in 3 hours. And we
So they
said, please,
smuggled.
just smuggle the film. We said, please tell them not to go. And it was like, well, they're coming, because we were so afraid for them. They put the film, they appended it on the back of a religious film in case they got the heart seized. They went through so many different checkpoints at that point because it was they didn't want any media to come out of what was happening. And then they crossed into Turkey, and those 3-4 hours, we were dying. We were so afraid for our friend.
Yeah.
And then when we got the phone call, we were screaming, we jumped, we hugged each other, and
So they upload the film and
then we got it right for the press screening, and a couple hours waiting for the press
Yeah.
screening. So, but yeah, every morning we would hug each other.
I want to say this, that we had a great time working with all these actors, amazing actors and amazing, fantastic crew members. We had a fantastic time, even though it was really hard and we had
And
so
scary.
stressful and scary.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting to hear you talk about the community that made the film because community is so important to the
Yes.
film.
Yeah.
One of the strongest aspects of the film is the very complex and loving relationship between the lead characters, Hannah and Paris. How did you develop the arc and intimacy of these characters with the actors and build that relationship on set?
One of the things that was important, that we cast the people that they were amazing, and most of the cast members, they worked with each other before. They are part of the underground theater, so the relationship and intimacy was there already.
But the interesting thing is, so we fell in love with the actress who played Parry when we saw her underground theater, and then we kind of wrote it with them in mind. But then we discovered Hannah through her Instagram,
Yes.
so she actually does dance in front of
Yeah.
these famous landmarks, and she puts herself at risk. I mean, it seems like a simple thing here, but it's like an act of reclaiming space. I belong here as much as you, and these places are really have heavy surveillance and police.
Obviously, Iran is plunged into a very harrowing and bloody moment, probably one of the most critical moments since the 1979 revolution. And while the death toll hasn't been fully confirmed for obvious reasons, it is estimated to be in the several thousand on the low end. What do you hope audiences take away from your approach to grappling with the history of Iran in the present moment?
Resistance is an everyday act.
Everyday
in
act
Iran.
for
And especially
this
for these
young
artists.
generation and artists.
They don't accept what the government is putting on them. They want to be free. They want to be happy. They're the ones who started the women life freedom movement. They stopped wearing the bells, even if they were arrested, even if they were hassled, they did it. The resistance didn't start with the protests, and even though the government has been horrific, brutal, killing so many innocent people, I don't think that the resistance is going to end because people just want to live their lives.
Yeah, resistance is in everyday life. They don't wear hijab anymore. They go to street. The law didn't change. They didn't change the law, but they go dance. They go, like I had a phone call from one of the crew member. They went to ski and they dance all night. So this is what they want, and every day they.
But they also like the country is so isolated, and now it's so polluted, and there's almost no water in Tehran. So they opened up a cultural space, like there's a bottom up opening up a cultural space, but they also want to change things. They want to they want to get rid of this mismanagement. They want to get rid of all this stuff, and so I just tip my hat off to them, and hopefully the film could shine a spotlight on this generation, what's going on, like in a humanizing way. Like we want you to get to know these people, and like we fell in love
See
with them, and
the
we want you to fall in love with
community
them.
of the people helping each other, the sisterhood, all these underground artists.
That actually brings up a good question, which is, what is the purpose of art in times as dark and uncertain as these, for the artists and the audience as well?
This is their lives. This is what they do every single day, and so I think for them, they can't put that aside, right? But they're also like Iran, I think is so tapped into their culture, like and so this art is like springs from the culture, and I think they affect each other. Like the reason why there is a movement right now is because the culture has changed. The culture has changed because of people like this theater group. They're making this amazing underground theater that people are coming and they're being affected by. So I think it's important for people to be able to do the art and kind of, who knows where the culture is going to go, but it has to be able to change the way all cultures change.
That's why underground theaters, cinema, and music become so strong, because people want to artists want to express themselves the way they want, the way they think they.
And it's not limited just to a small group of people, because it's so many people connect with underground music, underground films, like the films that are not approved by the government. Everyone shares them on the Telegram and the WhatsApp, and they talk about them. The music, is people dance to and connect their emotional moments of their lives. That's all underground music, and so this is part of the everyday fabric of life. It seems like here, like if you talk about underground theater, it seems so far removed from life, but there it's like you have to make a choice if you want to work, and then you have to get government approval, or if you want to make something that is honest, and then you have to go the underground route, and then you have to put yourself in danger. But there's so many of the people we worked with have been in trouble, have been arrested, and the thing that we want to show is that these people are not anyone's victims. They continue. Even though they've had terrible experiences, they don't let that define them. They continue, and they're joyous, and they're pushing and pushing and pushing.
It Was Just an Accident was just nominated for Best International Film and Best Original Screenplay at the Oscars. What did you think of Jafar's film and his approach to dealing with political upheaval in Iran?
We got he's an inspiring filmmaker. We actually. We didn't watch the film when we were in Iran. When I watched it, I was like, wow, this is a fantastic movie. And one of his crew member actually helped us in our film. So as I mentioned, this is this underground artist community that helping each other. Yeah, I'm so proud of him and the way that he is right now even he's gonna go back to Iran, and this is the life that he choose. He see himself as a soldier of art.
Is there any other artist or filmmaker from Iran you would recommend to our audience? I'm sure there's a lot that you guys talk about, and since there's such a wellspring of underground filmmaking and art. So I'm very curious to hear what Iranian filmmakers and artists you would recommend to people.
We got inspired by directors like Dariush Mehjui, Bahram Beyzai, obviously Abbas Kiarostami, and Jafar Panahi, but there's a new generation. I think this is going to be a new wave of Iranian cinema that coming right now from Iran, and so many fantastic filmmakers are gonna make their films.
Yeah.
I really hope that audiences are as wowed and moved by your film as I was. Thank you so much for coming
Thank you
here
so
to Vulture
much.
Spot. This was so lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.